Welcome to the mathematics section of this presentation. May we start by taking this opportunity to thank you for your continued support while your child has been a member of the St Paul's community. We appreciate all of your child's hard work and their 4-year strong commitment to developing their confidence as mathematicians. As this year is more important than ever, we'd like to spend this presentation discussing the important upcoming dates and some resources that we'd recommend your child uses to make the maximum amount of progress in preparation for their examination. At this stage in Year 11, we have completed 2 full PPE experiences in mathematics. This is to support your child in approaching their revision and examination in the most positive way possible. We followed the AQA exam board and the dates for their exams are on the screen now. As always, paper 1 will be non-calculator and papers 2 and 3 will be calculator. To best approach the examinations, please remind your child to check that they have the full equipment listed in the planner for every lesson, but most importantly for their examinations. The exam board has given advance information of the topics which will appear on the examinations. These have been split into category and into paper. We have shared this information with each class and also saved the topic lists on its learning for pupils to access. We advise that pupils use the resources discussed throughout this presentation to revise the listed topics. In all mathematics classes, pupils will receive neon green stickers in their exercise book, praising them for their efforts and highlighting their recent successes as mathematicians. There will also be a next step section where personal targets will be recorded for your child to work through in order to develop their skills further. These next steps will be taken from the AQA topic list to ensure pupils have support in prioritising their revision. There will be time dedicated in lessons to complete a target. However, we do recommend that independent revision is completed in order to consolidate learning. This independent revision may be completed using any of the resources mentioned in this presentation. The Maths department have provided the following resources free to each pupil. The first being all of the resources we have uploaded and continue to upload to the mathematics course on its learning. Secondly, each pupil will have been completing weekly independent learning on MathsWatch, but remember, the website can be used for general revision and offers helpful videos for each topic. The third resources are online textbooks on Collins Connect, which offer helpful examples and many questions for both higher and foundation. And lastly, we have given every pupil in Year 11 a workbook filled with exam-style questions to support their revision. Alongside the resources we have provided, there are some great free online resources which can be accessed on any phone, tablet or computer. These websites offer helpful videos, questions, mark schemes and manipulatives to support revision through the topic lists. I'd like to thank you for joining us for this presentation. If you ever need to contact us, please feel free to email your child's class teacher directly and we will be happy to hear from you.
Hello and welcome to BTEC Digital Information Technology, or DIT. In the slides to follow, I'll discuss the material for the DIT Component 3 exam and the resources available for revision in preparation for the forthcoming exam series. Prior to Year 11, in Year 10, pupils completed Component 1. This required the pupil to design and implement a user interface using a series of useful and valuable techniques. Pupils are currently completing Component 2 in order to analyse and utilise data within a business context, and are preparing for the Component 3 exam in May. This external exam requires pupils to consider the technologies and implications of effective digital working practices involving the use of tools and devices with data and security as a particular focus. It may be helpful to review the topic study for the Component 3 exam, and a learner may wish to do this during their preparation. Comprehensive and detailed information can be found in the specification for the Component 3 exam, available directly via the Pearson BTEC website to download or review online. This and the following slide provides some detail of the topics under study. These centre on the use of tools and technologies, communications, threats to our data, the security of data, policies used by organisations to protect systems and data, the legal, moral and ethical implications of systems and data, and finally the visual representation of a system or a process. Learners have been provided with guidance and insight into revision techniques, and this information is revisited. The revision guide provided to students includes topic information and questions to aid in the preparation of the exam in a structured and organised approach. There is a further revision guide offered by PG Online, available through bookstores or Amazon, and this can be another valuable resource during this time of preparation. However, other resources and sources of information may be just as effective and suitable for an individual pupil when appropriately utilised. We obtained access to Note or Ninja for use by learners. This is an online learning platform which provides exclusive access to lesson presentations, tasks to complete, and tracking for each learner, so they can assess their success and progress in each topic area. Progress is tracked on each aspect of the component, and pupils can continue to develop and improve their knowledge by using this online platform for homework tasks and revision. It's Learning is familiar to pupils. We have a dedicated course page on It's Learning to allow pupils to review and capture essential information from each lesson, and tasks to help them to reinforce and improve their understanding further. Lessons and tasks are organised into easy-to-use folders for progressive revision, particularly when combined with other resources available. Past papers are available through the Pearson BTEC DIT website, but as this is quite a new course, there are relatively few to review at this time. We have obtained the papers available and placed them on It's Learning for a learner to access at their convenience as and when needed. As the papers are reviewed, a learner can understand the context and the format of a typical exam question. We encourage and support revision, and learners may identify a variety of methods of revision that work well for them. The pastoral team have promoted, practiced and circulated the Super 6 strategies. These strategies include spaced practice, flashcards, peer revision and interleaving. This has been developed from Year 9 into Year 11, so learners are familiar and practiced with these revision techniques. Learners may wish to revisit them now, so they're comfortable and confident with preparing for the Component 3 exam in May.
Hello and welcome to BTEC Tech Award in Enterprise. In the next few slides I will provide you with information relating to how the course is assessed, the guidance from Exam Board on adaptations due to pupils being impacted by COVID, the current position that pupils are in, and where pupils can find support resources to help them with the remainder of the course. The course is assessed by the pupils completing 3 units of work. Component 1 and Component 2 are coursework units. These are internally assessed, and Component 3 is an external exam. Due to the impact that COVID has had on pupils' education, the Exam Board has put in place some adaptations that centres can apply if necessary. Our Year 11s have benefited from only researching one enterprise for component 1 instead of 2, and for their component 2 they did not need to do the summative assessment for Learning Aim C. The current position that our Year 11 pupils are in is as follows. They have all completed component 2, which was the coursework unit where they had to plan and present a micro enterprise idea. This has been completed and pupils have received a grade for this unit of work. Pupils have recently sat component 3, which was their externally assessed unit, and results will be released for this unit on the 7th of April. Pupils are currently working on their remaining coursework for component 1, which is exploring enterprises. Following the results on the 7th of April, all pupils will have the opportunity to sit down with the course leader to discuss where they are currently at, and if they need to, resit the external exam unit. Pupils are currently focusing on completing the final coursework unit, which is component 1, and they can find resources to support them with this on the course page on It's Learning. If pupils need to resit the externally assessed unit, this will take place on the 13th of May, and they can find resources to support them with this on the course page on It's Learning.
Hello and welcome to GCSE Business. In the next few slides I will talk about general course information, advanced information that's been published by the exam board, and how pupils can revise for GCSE Business. The assessment of GCSE Business has not changed. There will be 2 papers. Both papers are an hour and 45 minutes each. Both papers are equally weighted, contributing to 50% each of the overall GCSE grade for this subject. The topics I will cover in a little bit more detail on the next slide relating to the advanced information, but the general area that each paper will cover has not changed either. So paper 1 will cover business in the real world, unit 1, influences on business, unit 2, and then business operations, unit 3, and human resources, unit 4. Paper 2 will also cover business in the real world and influences on business, because these 2 areas underpin the general understanding of all the topics that are covered within the course, plus also Unit 5 marketing and Unit 6 finance. How the exams are set out, that hasn't changed either. Both papers have some multiple choice questions and short answer questions worth approximately 20 marks each. They then are split into 2 further sections which relate to stimulus case studies that are provided on the paper, and pupils are aware of the fact that the kinds of questions that could be asked relate to calculations, longer mark questions including 9 and 12 mark questions that cover all 4 of the assessment objectives: knowledge, application to context, analysis and evaluation. Further advanced information has been provided by the exam board, and this is in consideration of the impacts of the pandemic that has occurred during the last couple of years, and obviously the effect that has had on pupil learning. This advanced information really is to help students understand the emphasis of each paper and what it is that they can focus their revision on. All of this information has already been given to Year 11 GCSE Business students. They've received a paper copy. It has been published on It's Learning, and teachers will refer to it regularly in preparation for the exams coming up in May and June. What we've done as a school, on top of this information that's been published by the exam board, we've given pupils a checklist of topics that allows them to really focus on exactly which parts of the syllabus are going to be tested in each paper. We've made reference to and mapped out that in relation to the revision guide that they have, and also the knowledge book that we have issued, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. We've also given suggested videos and worksheets and further advice about how the advanced information can be approached and can be utilised. One caveat that needs to be considered is that for the top grades, pupils will still need to have a broad understanding of other aspects of the syllabus that are not specifically referred to in the advanced information. These are more sort of synoptic appreciation of the business world as a whole, which will enable pupils to be able to achieve the top grades. There's been quite a lot of information given to pupils about how to revise in GCSE Business, but it's important to understand that there isn't a one-size-fits-all. Every student was issued with a revision guide at the beginning of Year 10, published by CGP specifically for the AQA course that pupils follow. That has been used extensively inside of lessons and also for independent learning. More recently, every pupil has also received a knowledge book, which allows retrieval practice and the ability for students to identify those areas of knowledge that they are good at and also that they need to continue to develop. Occasionally, pupils can feel that they've got a gap in their knowledge, and this can be through no fault of their own, either from absence from lessons or that they just feel that they're not secure in a particular subject area. To this end, what we've done is we've ensured on It's Learning there is a page under Lesson Resources where all of the course content that has been covered in lessons can be retrieved. There are presentations relating to each topic, and there's also a series of worksheets which enable retrieval activities. This can provide students an opportunity to reflect upon what they have understood, what they know, what they don't know, to ensure that actually they are making the best use of their revision opportunities. Within the same course folder on It's Learning, there is also a revision folder for GCSE Business Studies students. This is referred to and has been referred to regularly throughout the course because we've used it also prior to Year 9, Year 10 and Year 11 PPE examinations. There's quite a lot of information on this particular page relating to external revision websites, key terms that need to be understood. There's some practice papers and questions that pupils can have a go at with mark schemes so that they can actually check their own answers. There's exam technique advice and various guidance in terms of how you can go about your revision activities. As was mentioned earlier, there's no right way to revise for GCSE Business. Following the PPEs, both in business and in other subjects, students should now be able to identify which revision strategies work for them. We would also like them to consider the work that the pastoral team have done with Year 11 since they were in Year 9, involving the Super 6 strategies. Space practice, interleaving, retrieval practice are all approaches that help support pupils to revise, and these have been utilised effectively throughout the last 2 or 3 years. Whichever route and direction pupils should take in terms of their revision, the Business and Computer Science team wishes all of the GCSE Business pupils the best of luck and every success for the forthcoming examination series.
One of the key ingredients of success is good planning and preparation. Welcome to Computer Science. The purpose of this presentation is to prepare you for success in computer science. What I will be doing in this presentation is sharing information related to the specification. I'll also be sharing with you advanced notification from the exam board of which topics to focus on So this is from OCR. And thirdly, what resources we as a centre have shared with the pupils. With regards to the actual exam itself, there has been no change in the sense that you will still sit 2 papers. They'll each be 1.5 hours long. And what the exam board are doing is for your first paper, which is the computer systems paper, they have given advanced notification with a list of things you should concentrate. These have been handed out to all pupils and they've also been emailed, and there is also a copy on its learning. The second component of the second paper, which is computational thinking, algorithms and programming, the exam board are not making any allowances, so they are going to keep it as it is. They haven't given us any indication of what's going to be on the paper apart from the list which is in the specification. So this paper 2 contains algorithms, programming fundamentals, producing robust programs, Boolean logic, programming languages and integrated development environments. So it's paper 1 which they have given, which you'll see on the next slide, that about the advanced information. Advanced information. Due to the ongoing impacts of COVID-19 pandemic, the exam board has provided us with advanced information on topics to focus on, as was mentioned in the last slide, only for paper 1. Okay, this information has been given to all Year 11 GCSE Computer Science students, and they should refer to it. There is also a copy on its learning, and every single student in Year 11 who are doing Computer Science GCSE have also been emailed it. Revision. Okay. All pupils have been given a CGP revision guide and a workbook. This is what they should always be referring to. These are also used in classes. I wouldn't encourage them to go to any other websites or anything else first. This is where they should start, and if they need any further information, only then to go on to websites such as the BBC Bitesize, which is on the next slide. Apart from the CGP books, the BBC Bitesize is really good, and the exam board we use is OCR, so this is where you should go for the topics, and as I said to you, this is in addition, not a substitute for the CGP books. Its learning is also very good for supporting revision. All the lesson contents are actually on its learning, so you can go on there, find the topic which you are weak on, and go through the PowerPoints and the worksheets which are on there. There's also revision materials, so that is somewhere else I would look for. However, as I said to you before, CGP book, stick with that first. These are all in addition. The school has spent many hours trying to teach people how to revise. Okay, there is no right way to revise. However, it will all depend on the pupil themselves, and I strongly encourage you to explore until you find a method which works for you. Lastly, before I finish off, it is absolutely essential that because you're doing computer science, you are programming regularly. Without programming regularly, having that practical understanding of how code works, you'll struggle in the exam. So, as I've said in class, make sure that you are at least doing 1, 2 or 3 programs a week. They don't have to be long, 15, 20 minutes long each, and that will help you with your success in the exam. To end with, the Business and Computer Science Department wishes all of our pupils the best of luck and every success in the forthcoming examination series.
Welcome to this presentation to support geography revision at St Paul's Catholic School.
Please be aware that geography is a revision-rich subject, and consequently students need to allocate a significant proportion of their revision timetable to geography. In particular, they need to revise specific information about their case studies.
Paper 1 is on the 23rd of May, that's before half term. There are 9 physical or natural geographical topics. The case studies are listed on the PowerPoint slide. The exam board have made no changes to this paper due to COVID, so students could prepare by directly referring to past papers available online. Paper 2 is on the 7th of June. There are only 2 topics, but they are very large modules. This exam has been modified due to COVID, and for this year only, students do not need to revise any of their work on resources. Please be cautious if you buy a revision guide, because it will have this section on resources still in it, but you do not need to revise it. Paper 1 and Paper 2 are both worth 35%, so together they are 70% of the overall qualification. Paper 3 is worth 30% and is on the 14th of June. Students need to revise their work on fieldwork investigations. But in addition, they need to revise the 2022 key topic, which will be advised by the exam board shortly. They must prepare for this by practicing an essay question, which will be discussed in school. Students will be off timetable for the day. They'll be working in the Maureen Grant room. X band on the 20th of April and Y band on the 21st, and this is to focus solely on this pre-release topic and to plan for this essay. Prior to the exam in June, you could support by asking to see their practice essay.
So, revision is crucial for all exam papers. Consequently, the department has organised lessons and homework since Christmas to support revisions. All students have had time to organise their books and notes.
Many students have bought additional revision guides to complement their notes. The school has AQA revision guides to use in class. Please make sure you understand which modules you need to revise. For this year, not all modules are needed. Talk to your teacher if unsure. Also, if using past papers, students need to be aware that these will have all modules in them. In the summer exams this year, they do not need to answer all questions, but there will be a choice of modules and they need to only answer the questions on the topics that we have identified. They should not answer all questions. In Paper 1, they need to answer questions 1, 2, 3 and 4, and in Paper 2, only questions 1 and 2. Any queries, they should ask for support, so they do not make any silly errors with question choice under the pressure of the exam.
All students have been working on Step 2 in school. Many have created revision books, notes or flashcards. Please support this by asking to see their revision resources.
One strategy that many students have found useful is to complete a topic-specific revision clock. The department has revision clocks for all topics. These can be found on It's Learning.
Finally, students need to practice exam questions. Again, all students have been doing this within school. All students are given weekly exam questions, which are marked by the following week. Students will know this as their Blue Book lesson and are expected to revise in preparation for this. Currently, Blue Books are stored in school to enable this rapid marking, but please support by asking about the topic being reviewed that week. In addition, students are working on practice questions in AQA revision workbooks or on handouts, and maybe using past papers to test their knowledge.
And additional questions / past papers can be found at the AQA website.
As mentioned earlier, we are running a full-day event for all students in April to support them in their preparation for Paper 3. And this will be followed by a PPE. The dates are on the PowerPoint slide. In addition, we are offering a few revision sessions at Easter, but this will be directed to students who have got some very specific learning gaps. Those relevant students will be individually informed. What can parents or carers do to help? Please build on the strengths these students have. They are amazing at actually making revision resources, but they need time to do this. And in geography, it's the sheer volume of knowledge that they need to sort of factor in. Please support each week by asking about their blue books. Ask, are they prepared? Have students gone over the relevant information, made their revision resources and revised for them? All Blue Book lessons are on Tuesdays.
And finally, some top tips. Exams are stressful for students and parents. The geography team is very appreciative of all your support and wishes the very best for all of our students.
Hello, this is John Woodward, the Head of History at St Paul's. I would like to take this opportunity to talk through a few things which hopefully will help you prepare your child for their forthcoming History GCSE. Firstly, to confirm there has been no advanced information for this GCSE, as the exam board has reduced the taught and examined content from 4 study units with an exam for each. Therefore, there are now only 3 study units and exams to revise for. Your child will take 3 exam papers which will make up their GCSE history in the summer. The first paper tests pupils' knowledge, understanding and source skills on the conflict and tension in Asia. This topic unit is made up of 3 parts that cover both the Korean and Vietnam Wars. We are currently revising this topic unit in lessons using a full revision guide which has been produced by the History Department at St Paul's. All pupils will be completing a full PPE on this unit after the Easter break. The second paper tests pupils' knowledge, understanding and interpretation skills on a depth study of the United States of America from the end of World War I through to 1973. This topic unit is made up of 3 parts and it looks at how economic, social and political events in America gave greater opportunities for many Americans, whilst also highlighting the ongoing inequalities for different groups of Americans. We have revised this topic unit in lessons recently, between October half term last year and the recent February half term. And it culminated in a PPE a few weeks ago, and the results have just been shared with your child, so please do ask how they got on. All pupils will be issued with their own department produced revision guides for this unit, and these are to be worked on in their own independent revision time over Easter and leading up to the summer exam. The third and final paper tests pupils' knowledge, understanding and source skills on the thematic study of Britain and health over 1,000 years. This topic unit is made up of 4 areas of study and looks at how different factors such as religion, war, government and key individuals in Britain have changed our understanding and treatment of disease, as well as how surgery and public health has changed over time. This was the last topic unit we studied in class and was completed at the end of the first half term of Year 11. All pupils will be issued with their own department produced revision guides for this unit, which will be worked on in their own independent revision time over Easter and leading up to the summer exam. These guides will be handed out during the week beginning of the 28th of March, so do check that your child has been issued with one and that they are using it as part of their own active revision. In the History Department, we've been working alongside pupils for the last few months so that they are developing their independent learning skills, which include improving the variety of their active revision techniques, their source and interpretation skills, and also by sharing model answers to improve their exam writing. On this slide is a list of effective and active revision techniques that are tried and tested, especially in history. And we have been exempling these techniques during history lessons over the whole GCSE course. Over the next few slides, I have exampled and explained some of the best revision methods to use to revise the key information for each topic area your child will be examined on in the summer. Chronology is important because the exact order in which events occur help us in history to understand the cause and effect of those events, and thereby allow us to step back and view the big picture of history, how and why events unfold in the way they do and how they are related. Now, this can be completed either using storyboards or detailed timelines like the one here on the Great Depression. When used correctly, flashcards allow students to interact with information in a way that makes it easier to retain. Flashcards are strategically designed to enhance and encourage active knowledge recall. Now, this is the same rationale for using and developing other techniques such as infographics and acrostic memory prompts, which is one of my favourites. Now, another effective way of revising, which can break a topic down into subcategories, is the revision clock. Students make notes in each chunk of the clock and finally revise each lot for about 5 minutes or so to check their knowledge recall and understanding. Pupils in Year 11 should have completed at least 2 revision clocks for the USA 1920 to 73 topic unit, so why not ask them to show one of those clocks to you? A mind map is an effective tool for the brain that captures the thinking that goes on inside your head. Mind mapping helps you think, collect knowledge, remember and create ideas. Most likely, it will make you a better thinker. Mind maps can be created in many different ways, but they share the same basics. It has a central focus, has clear links to this, has not a lot of writing and is quite colourful. It is a transforming revision activity. So this is a very artistic way of revising vast amounts of knowledge in history that you need to recall, but done in a creative way. A spider diagram is similar to a mind map and can be used when researching causes, events and consequences. A spider diagram prompts the learner to put different bits of information into different boxes so that the information is already sorted before they start writing it up into a written response. This is a good logical way of organising information, especially useful as a history revision activity. As parents, carers, your ongoing support, encouragement and motivation is essential as your child approaches their GCSE history. In addition, by providing the practicalities for revision, such as a quiet area for revision, as well as the vital treats for good and focused work, will help greatly. The 4 ways of helping on this slide will hopefully ensure that your child can look forward to completing full and effective revision for history, which will mean that they are best prepared they can be for their GCSE, which will lead them to a successful outcome in August of this year. I would like to finish by thanking you for the support that you have given both your child and the History Department in their time with us at St Paul's. I would like to wish them and you good luck in the next few months and beyond.
Year 11 have almost completed the Level 2 Tech Award in Health and Social Care. Component 1, Human Lifespan Development, was a coursework unit that students completed when they were in Year 10. These grades have already been given back to students and they have also gone to BTEC. Component 3, Health and Wellbeing, would have been an external exam that students were due to sit in the May of Year 10. However, due to COVID, the exams were cancelled. Therefore, students received a teacher assessed grade for Component 3. This was based on their PPE examinations that they had taken, but also discussions and classwork that had taken place during the lesson with additional independent learning. These grades have all been finalised and students have also received these back. So therefore, the last component to be completed is Component 2, Health and Social Care Services and Values. This is also a piece of coursework and students are at the end of completing this section. As I've already mentioned, Component 2, Health and Social Care Services, is a piece of coursework. Pupils are currently completing this final piece. They have just taken part in their role play activities to demonstrate their understanding of the care values. They have received their feedback from me for this and now are in a position where we are just writing up a reflection of this demonstration. This piece of coursework is due on Thursday the 31st of March during their health and social care lesson. This will then be marked and students will receive their grades back probably when we get back after the Easter holidays. At this point, students will have completed health and social care and will have the opportunity during their health and social care lessons to focus on additional revision and additional independent learning for some of their other subjects. They will also have the opportunity for any resubmissions that may be needed for Component 2, but looking at how well Year 11 are working at the moment, I can't imagine there will be many resubmissions required. I want to take this final opportunity to wish Year 11 good luck in their examinations this summer. It has been a pleasure being your health and social care teacher over the last 3 years, and I know that you are going to work incredibly hard and then have a lovely summer break ready for coming back to St Paul's in September. Good luck.
Hi, this is Mrs Moore, the head of RE at St Paul's. I'm grateful for this opportunity to talk to you about the importance and value of RE for your child. Please look through the slides for the key information about the forthcoming RE GCSE exams. The RE qualification is made up of 3 exam components. The first of these is Catholic Christianity, where we cover beliefs and teachings, beliefs and practices, sources of wisdom and authority, and forms of expression. This section is assessed in one 1-hour 45-minute exam. This will take place on the 16th of May in the morning. The second paper for RE is Judaism, where we cover Jewish beliefs and teachings and Jewish beliefs and practices. This section is assessed in a 50-minute exam, which will take place on the 26th of May in the afternoon. The third and final paper for RE is the Philosophy and Ethics paper, where we cover arguments for the existence of God and religious teachings on relationships and families in the 21st century. This section is assessed in a 50-minute exam, and this will take place on the 8th of June in the afternoon. Within each exam, for each subtopic, there will be a set of questions which pupils will need to spend approximately 25 minutes on. Timing is really crucial to pupils' success in RE, so we really urge and encourage pupils to practice past paper questions in timed conditions at home. They have a vast amount to write in a short space of time. This is something we are also practicing in class regularly. The exam questions centre around 4 key skills that pupils need to demonstrate in RE. Pupils have been developing these skills in RE since Year 7. They are as important as the content and something which they need to revise to be familiar with. Pupils must be able to describe, explain and support with evidence, as well as evaluate, where they consider different points of view and then reach a final reasoned and justified conclusion. As you can see from the list, pupils have already been doing a great amount to prepare for their GCSE in RE in school and as part of their RE homework over the course. Regular homework tasks are being set, which consist of active revision activities as well as practice exam questions. Pupils have been completing regular practice of assessments and exam questions in class, receiving detailed feedback. Most recently, they carried out a walking, talking mock where they were guided through the exam questions by their teachers in order to support and encourage them in completion of these questions. We will continue over the coming weeks to ensure that pupils have the opportunity to continue to practice ready for their exam. As parents, your support is so valuable. Here are some of the things that you can do to support your child. Encouragement and motivation is crucial. Providing a calm, quiet space to work will ensure that pupils have every opportunity to complete their revision, as well as providing the revision essentials such as pens, revision cards and books. Talking to your child in a positive way about their revision and helping them to check their understanding, encouraging them to talk will be really useful. Of course, please do contact the class teachers if you need any further support with this. Whilst your children are revising, encourage them to take regular breaks and reward themselves when revision is completed. And really importantly, ensure that your child sleeps and eats well during the revision and exam period. These are some of the things that we have shared with pupils in RE in order to help them structure their revision sessions. It's really important that they have an aim for their revision session so that they can see that they have achieved something by the end of it. We encourage pupils to think about what they know and what they still need to learn. Breaking things down into doable chunks, there is a huge amount of revision and knowledge to learn for RE, so breaking this down so pupils can see their progress will motivate them and encourage them. Producing notes, testing themselves, ticking off the subjects as they go, all help to motivate and encourage. It's really important to revisit revision notes briefly after 1 day, 1 week and 1 month. This really works. Regular revisiting ensures that knowledge really is retained in pupils' minds. It's also so important to do something active. Revision is far more than just reading through notes. We've been encouraging pupils to do all kinds of active activities, even if that's just talking about all of the things that they've learned to you at home, so that they can hear their revision as well as having read it. This is our RE textbook, which all pupils have free access to via the Caboodle website. This means that by logging on using their username and password, which is really simple and all pupils are aware of how to do this, pupils will be able to access the entire textbook, which covers content for all 3 exam papers, as well as providing practice questions and summary sections. This is a really useful tool that can easily be accessed at home. As well as being able to access the textbook via Caboodle, there is a revision guide that we recommend for pupils, and this is available to buy in the RE department. This also covers all of the 3 exam papers in a summarised format and mirrors the textbook that is available on Caboodle. Pupils have also received a copy of the St Paul's RE Department Revision Guide that we've made for all pupils. Over the next couple of slides, there are some examples of revision cards that we encourage pupils to create, revision activity booklets that have been completed. Please do take some time to discuss these revision strategies with your child. They have been working on these in class and at home, hopefully for their homework, and so should be able to talk with you and share these with you. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been completing revision in RE lesson time, and we'll continue to do so until the final exam. Alongside this, we have been offering a 45-minute revision session on a Tuesday after school. These sessions, as you can see from the timetable here, cover the whole range of topics which are on the exam paper. Pupils don't have to sign up to these in advance and can just drop in, so if there's a particular topic area that they're more concerned about, they can just come to that session. So do talk about this with your child and encourage them to come along to the sessions that they think would benefit them. In addition to this, all RE teachers are available during lunch and break times and will organise a time to work with your child if they feel that they need that extra support or want to check anything that they've done with their revision at home. I hope this has helped give you an insight into some of the things you can do to support your child with their RE revision. If you have any further questions or need any other support, then please do contact the RE department. You can contact me, Mrs. Moore, on my email address on the slide here, or Shanine Digby, who is our Key Stage 4 coordinator. Her email address is also on the slide. But also, any of the RE teachers can be contacted via email or over the phone. So please don't hesitate to call us if you need any help or support. Thank you.
There are 2 examinations which GCSE Sociology pupils will sit this summer. The first paper is on Monday the 16th of May in the afternoon, and this is the paper which is focusing on the sociology of families and education. The second paper comes a little bit later on Friday the 10th of June in the afternoon, and this paper is looking at the sociology of crime and deviance and social stratification. Pupils have been given checklists for both papers so they can become fully prepared for both those examination dates. The first sociology paper is paper 1, the sociology of families and households, which is on Monday the 16th of May. This is a 1 hour and 45 minute written exam which is worth 100 marks, and it is worth 50% of the overall GCSE. The paper is split into 2. The first section is on the sociology of families, which has research methods and sociological theory embedded. This section is worth 50 marks. The second section is on the sociology of education, which again has research methods and sociological theory embedded in. There are 11 questions in each section. These questions range from 1 mark, 3 mark, 4 mark, and then finally 12 mark essays. Overall, there are 4 12-mark essays in this paper, so 48 marks out of the 100 will be marked on extended writing. The second GCSE Sociology paper on Friday the 10th of June is on the sociology of crime and deviance and also social stratification. This paper takes the same format as paper 1, where it is 1 hour 45 minutes, it is 100 marks, and it is worth 50% of the overall GCSE qualification. The paper is again split into 2 parts. The first part is crime and deviance, and the second part is social stratification. There are 11 questions in each section, and the questions range from 1, 3, 4, and also 12-mark essays. On February the 7th, AQA released the advanced information for this summer's GCSE Sociology qualification. What they have released in the advanced information is focusing on the 12-mark topic questions. There are 8 12-mark questions in total, and therefore pupils have been given all 8 topics across both papers. Already the Social Science Department has shared this with pupils, and they have made an advanced information booklet which pupils are currently working on during their lessons each Thursday. Information on the advanced information is also stored on the school's learning platform, It's Learning, and therefore pupils will always have access to this information. Information on all lower tariff questions, any question which is not a 12 marker, has not been shared. So this means any question which is not a 12 marker, any elements of the specification can appear and can be assessed during both papers. Therefore, it is really important that pupils revise everything on the checklist which they've been provided so that they are fully prepared for their exam, but they also plan and prepare and complete the advanced information essays so that they are prepared for the shared information already provided by the exam board. To support pupils with their revision, the Social Science Department would recommend that they use the Routes to Revision Social Science template here. This template is split into 4 sections which focuses on revision intent, revision implementation, and then evaluating the impact of revision. The first box is the revision toolbox. This is the intent. These are the 8 elements of intent which we suggest that pupils focus on as they prepare for their revision. Some of the most important elements are looking at organisation, equipment, discipline, and tech blackout. On the right hand side, we also provide some practical ways to implement your revision. We have the whole school study skills to success, which focus on 6 ways to revise, which are active forms of revision. Some of these Super 6 focus on developing concept maps, flashcards, and also blank sheets. Pupils have been completing these throughout the course and are very familiar of these across the year group. Within the department, we also have a bespoke focus on retrieval practice, and this has become an embedded part of our classroom practice this year. Retrieval practice is the process of practicing bringing back information from your long-term memory to working memory. This is focusing on the golden rules of using no notes, spacing it out, interleaving your topics, and then reflecting on your performance. On It's Learning, there are a number of retrieval practice templates which pupils can use, and therefore we also recommend that if possible, if pupils are able to have a small whiteboard at home, this will really help them with both their retrieval practice and also the study skills for success. And then finally, on the social science GCSE Sociology It's Learning pages, we have a wide range of resources. We have bespoke pages which house and hold the advanced information. We also have pages which focus on examination skills. But even further than that, we have here all of the in-class lesson resources, such as PowerPoints and worksheets. We have additional reading, past exam papers, topic videos, and a wider range of discussion boards. This template is really good as a go-to method if you are struggling to find out how to revise or start to your revision. This will guide you on the right path. As mentioned previously, retrieval practice is a central part of our classroom practice within the sociology department. You can see here at the bottom of the PowerPoint, these are some examples of our retrieval practice templates. There are roughly 12 to 14 of these templates available on It's Learning. They do not need to be printed. They can be completed in exercise books or, as previously mentioned, on a whiteboard if that is possible. The whole process here is working without your notes. It is short, sharp, quick retrieval to find out what you can remember and also then identifying your next steps through your revision. If pupils are stuck with retrieval practice, then Ms White has provided a video on the It's Learning platform which guides them through the process and therefore can provide them with additional support outside of the classroom. Finally, the Social Science Department would like to wish all pupils the best of luck in all of their examinations this summer, and we wish you all the best success in your further studies next year.
Hello, this is Mr Reynolds and I'm going to be taking you through the exam information for the GCSE Design Technology course, the AQA Food Preparation course and the Engineering Design and Manufacturing courses. I'm going to start by taking you through the GCSE Design Technology, and that includes fashion and textiles, woods, metals and plastics, papers, cards and boards, and electronics. Starting off with the course information for Design and Technology. There are 2 parts to the way that you're going to be assessed in Design Technology. There is an exam which is worth 50% and the NEA which is also worth 50%. You should be getting towards completing your NEA, which includes the design portfolio that you have been working on all year. In the exam, you are assessed in 2 main areas: on your ability to recall core knowledge, and this includes a lot of the knowledge that you have focused on from year 7 through to year 11. It also contains in-depth knowledge, and this is about the knowledge that you will have focused on more recently in year 9, 10 and 11. These in-depth knowledge questions will be focused on the material focus areas that you have been within. The exam paper also includes 15% of mathematical type questions. Due to the disruption caused by COVID, there has been some advanced information given to us by the exam board about what the content of the exam will be. We know that there will be questions on the following topics: learning from existing products and practice, implications of wider issues, material considerations, and manufacturing processes and techniques. It's important that you continue to study in all of the different areas of the topic list, as well as these areas that have been outlined by the exam board. It will be likely that any of the other areas can still pop up in the exam. Following completion and submission of the NEA, you'll resume revising for your exam. The focus of these lessons and independent learning will be revision. and important revision resources will be shared with you via It's Learning by your teachers. As mentioned in the previous slide, there are many areas of focus in this exam for design and technology. There is the core content, which includes a lot of the knowledge that you'll have studied from Year 7 right through to Year 11, and the in-depth content relating to the material area that you've been studying through Year 9, 10 and 11. On this slide I've made bold and in italics the topics that the exam board have informed us definitely will pop up in the exam, and as you can see there are many other areas that you will need to focus on. So it's important that you work with your teacher to understand what your strengths and weaknesses are and where to revise to have the most impact on your final level. For revision in design and technology, we highly recommend the following revision resources. We offer a GCSE Design Technology textbook for OCR, and it's available to pay through WisePay and a discounted price of £4.99. The book is normally £10.99. This really is a fantastic revision resource. It's 3 books in one resource, so it includes a revision guide, workbooks and a practice paper. We also recommend the new and updated OCR section of GCSE Bite Size, BBC Bite Size, and there's a fantastic website called Technology Student that has lots of information for you to create revision resources from. As well as this, of course, we'll be using It's Learning as a format of communication to you and to send resources to you. So keep an eye out on It's Learning as well. The next course that I'm going to be talking about is AQA GCSE Food Preparation and Nutrition. Again, this course has 2 main elements that go towards your final grade in the GCSE. The NEA is worth 50% and the final exam is also worth 50%. I'm just going to talk briefly about what's going to be assessed. Overall, the theoretical knowledge that you've learnt throughout your time in GCSE Food Preparation and Nutrition that covers sections 1 to 5. The written exam is 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's 100 marks and there will be a mixture of multiple choice and mid-length and longer questions, so a real variety of questions that you'll have to complete. The ongoing disruption caused by coronavirus on the time that you've had taking this course has meant that some advanced information has been received about what will be included in your exam. So for definite, we know that the following topics are going to be included: making informed choices, diet, nutrition and health, carbohydrates, buying and storing food, preparing, cooking and serving, factors affecting food choice, food and the environment, and food production. As mentioned in the previous slide, there are going to be some topic areas that we know are going to be included in the exam. However, as this list of topics shows, they only take up a small part of what could come up in the exam. So it's important that you're working with your teacher to understand which areas are your strengths and your weaknesses, and which you need to be focusing on in preparation for the exam. As well as many resources that will be posted to you on It's Learning by your teacher, there are some really key resources that we recommend that you use. The CGP textbook is fantastic for food preparation and nutrition. We highly recommend it, and it's available from school for £2.85. You can pay for this via WisePay and then come and collect it from the DT office. Make sure that you bring the receipt along so that we know that you have bought it. As well as this, there is the Illuminate digital book that is available to you as well. Both of these resources we highly recommend that you use in preparation for your exam. I'm now going to talk through with you the exam for OCR Cambridge National Engineering Design. This qualification is split up into 4 different units. 3 of those units are coursework based, and you will have been doing in lesson at school, and 1 of those is the exam paper. This is a 1-hour exam and it's worth 60 marks. The focus of the exam is design briefs, design specifications and user requirements. To go into the exam content in more detail, you should be prepared to answer questions on the following: the design cycle and the different design phases, identification of design needs, the relationship between design brief and design specification for the development of a new product, requirements of a design specification, and the wider influences on the design of new products. And I'm now going to take you through the exam information for the OCR Cambridge National Engineering Manufacture. Similar to engineering design, this course is split into 4 different units. 3 coursework units, which you will have been getting on with in school and for your independent learning, and 1 exam unit. This exam is on engineering materials, processes and production. It is a 1-hour exam and is worth 60 marks overall. And to go into the exam content in further detail, you should be prepared to answer questions in the following areas. They include properties of and uses of engineering materials, types of engineering materials, new and emerging materials, engineering processes, basic and machine processes, developments in engineering and CNC production, additive manufacturing, rapid prototyping, the impact of modern technologies on engineering, automation, digital communication and global manufacture. Throughout this presentation, I've explained some of the specific revision guidance for each of the different subjects. However, I'm now going to finish by explaining some things that you can do in all of our design and technology subjects, no matter what your specialism. So we're going to be using the Super 6. You will have heard this before and it will be getting used in a lot of your other subjects. These include study skills that have been proven to improve your memory and your recall for exams. You need to make sure that you are organising and personalising your revision. So prioritising the weaker areas and making them into strengths, and then going on to make your strengths into super strengths. We recommend picking a method that works for you. Sometimes you'll revise in one way and you'll remember everything, and then you'll revise in a different way and you might not remember much. So pick one that works for you. Don't try and use every technique all the time. Choose one revision method and revise one topic at a time. Less time making and more time revising. It's really fun to make revision resources such as flashcards, and you might find that useful. However, try not to spend too much time making the resources and making them look super pretty, and focus on making sure that you're actually using them over and over and over again. Repetition is the key. Be brave and talk. We want you to make sure that you are talking to those around you about what you've been learning and what you've been revising. The best way to remember something is to teach it to someone else. Don't be afraid to share what you know with those at home, your friends, other teachers, even your pets if you don't mind talking to yourself. Short bursts. Make sure that you're revising topic at a time in short, quick bursts, and then revisit them later on. Your brains are not equipped to focus and concentrate for hours and hours and hours on end. No one's brains are. So make sure you are looking after yourselves and make sure you are focusing on revising in the right way. Let your teachers know. This is really important. All the other revision techniques, what's so important is that you speak to us, your teachers, So let us know if there's an area that you're struggling with. We'll do our absolute utmost to make sure that you're comfortable with it going into the exam. And finally, just to say a huge good luck. Well done for all of the work that you've done in design technology so far this year. We hope it goes well from all of us in the Design and Technology department.